Hello and welcome to part 2 in setting up your Bestway rectangular above ground pool with a FlowClear sand filter. I hope you enjoyed and gained valuable information from part 1 in ground preparation. Please remember, before constructing your above ground pool, you will need to ensure you comply with local law before starting. Now that you have prepared your ground and you feel it's level to commence your pool assembly, start by laying out the tarp, which came with the pool, over the entire assembly area in preparation for pool assembly if you haven't done so already in part 1 video. Let's get started. Unpack and spread out your pool. Be sure to get the correct orientation so the side with the inlet and outlet valves are facing the direction where your pump and filter will sit. In our project, this was the right side of the pool. Some important considerations when deciding include: your pump and filter should sit in a location where there won't be heavy foot traffic. Should be close to direct external power source. You should avoid using extension leads or power boards, as these can be a serious hazard. Make sure your drain valve is securely fastened. This is the lowest valve and is located on the shortest side wall of the pool. Insert 2 stopper plugs into the 2 outlet B valves. Insert these on the inside of the pool to stop water from coming out when filling. Insert the strainer on the inside of valve A and tighten using the star screw cap. Both the strainer and the star screw cap are blue in this pool. Connect the valve body by screwing onto remaining thread and sticking out past the blue star cap. Make sure the valve body is facing the correct way by having the blue cap, which controls water flow, facing upwards, and the open end of the valve body facing downward, which will get connected to hose later. Ensure the cap is set to lock position. Don't worry about screwing any of the hoses or the orange cap at this point. Now insert top rails into top sleeve. It's important to note that the 2 longest sides of the pool will require 3 rails per side, all connected together, while the shorter sides of the pool only have 2 rails that connect together. Line up the holes in the sleeve with the holes in the rails. In my project, that meant rail A was used as the middle rail on the 2 longest sides. It is the only rail that can connect rails on either side with the spring-loaded connection. Then I used B and C on either side of rail A. And for the shorter ends of the pool, D and E connected together. The next step is very important, so please ensure you get this right. All the corners where the corner rails or C connectors connect to each side of the pool should have a white rim, as seen in the photo. These also act as absorbers, which will move in and out when the water is in the pool. These C connectors do not have any spring-loaded clips. They simply slide in and out fairly easily. Insert the U support legs through the pole support straps on the bottom of the pool. It is best to have the U supports facing away from the pool. The reason why mine are on top of the pool is because I had limited space on either side of the pool to work with. Once all your U supports are placed through the pole support straps, you may slowly raise one side at a time and connect the ends of each U support into the exposed holes on the top rails. As stated in part 1, these U supports will require a hard flat surface to sit on to prevent them from digging in and affecting the rail structure. If you are assembling your pool on a solid or hard surface, then this will not affect you. If, however, you are assembling this on grass or dirt, you will need to consider one of 3 options. Option 1. Place an individual cement paver that is wide enough beneath each U support leg. Option 2. Place an individual flat piece of timber with a wide enough surface beneath each U support leg. Option 3. What I did was place a piece of timber long enough to cover the width of 2 U support legs. I found these planks create more strength and counterbalance each U-shaped support leg. With all 3 options, it's best to insert these items close to or slightly higher than your leveled ground, as they will slightly sink when pool is filled. As you can see, once the initial pool assembly was completed and erected, I pulled back all the U support legs to get an indication where their final resting spots would be. Then I marked out area using ground marking paint before trenching the timbers into the ground. Once again, it's important to use H4 timber because it's making ground contact. I used 150mm wide by 25mm thick. Once the planks were set into place, I put back all underlay materials into position and stretched the U-support legs out to sit onto the planks. Now, slowly start filling pool up with only a couple of centimeters of water. Using your feet, push and smooth out the liner to move all the wrinkles to sides. Please take time to do this because once pool has a few centimeters of water, this becomes a near impossible task later on. Once you are satisfied the liner has been smoothed out, you may now continue to fill the pool. As you fill the pool, you'll notice the top rails bend inwards. Don't be alarmed. This is normal, and as the pool progressively fills, this will straighten out. You should only fill pool about 90% capacity. That is approximately 5 to 10 centimeters below the blue liner. The liner in all the corners of the pool below each C connector is lower than the rest of the pool, and this acts as an overflow should there be heavy rain. It's very important to begin treating the pool within 24 hours of filling to avoid growth of bacteria and algae. Simply take a water sample to your local pool shop and they'll test it and advise how much of each treatment chemical you'll need. Don't attempt to hook up the pump and filter until the water line is above the blue strainer. Water will not come out of the pool as long as you have the valve A in the closed position and your stoppers are inserted on the inside of the outlet, valves B. After we erected and filled the pool, we laid long piles synthetic grass on the outer perimeter of the pool only. Avoid laying synthetic grass below the belly of the pool as the weight of the pool will flatten it when the pool is removed. We found synthetic grass completed the pool environment and gave the entire setup a softer landscape look. It's easy to cut and prevents mud build-up when it rains. Finally, after video was made, we erected a fence to enclose the pool. If your pool ever has any leaks, once it's filled or after use, you may use the patch repair kit. Apply some glue to the patch and firmly place it on the leak. This may be done even with water inside the pool. If you plan to take your pool down in winter or would like to drain your pool, you may use the drainage connector supplied with the pool. Simply connect your hose to the connector using standard hose connections, then unscrew the drainage valve cap and screw on the drainage connector. Water will only release when the drainage connector is screwed in and water will not come out when the cap is removed. If you plan to disassemble and store away your pool, you should ensure it is completely dried out and cleaned to prevent mold growth in storage. I hope you have gained some valuable information to help you construct a above-ground pool. Please don't forget to like and share and be sure to watch part 3, which will explain important considerations in assembling and operating of your FlowClear filter pump and sand filter. Links can be found in description.